meant to find you if no matter how often you repeat your affirmations, you can't get yourself to believe them. They simply won't stick in your brain. You may be wondering, will I ever manifest my desire with all these doubts and hesitations? Spoiler, you don't have to believe in order to get everything you want. I'm here to reveal how manifestation actually works in your brain. And by the end of this video, you will understand that there's a formula that you can apply to trick your brain into believing anything. And trust me, once you truly grasp and apply what I'm about to show you, it's impossible to fail. Let's start with the real reason most people fail at manifestation and they don't even know it. Most people expect their brain to be on their side, while it was actually built to work against their manifestations. That's right, the doubts, the fears, and the insecurities that arise around your manifestation are not a flaw. There's nothing wrong with your brain, and there's nothing to fix. Your brain is not your friend. It was never meant to help you grow and manifest your dreams. Instead, it is wired for survival. Its job is to protect you from the unknown, because everything that is unknown is perceived as a threat. The belief you're trying to plant in your brain, that your desire is yours, doesn't match your current reality, which is you don't have your desire yet. It doesn't matter that making money would logically improve your life and help your survival. If all you have known so far was lack of money, to your brain, making more money signals danger. Your brain is not rational. It only cares about keeping up the status quo. This is why your brain pushes back on your affirmations. You're trying to expand, but that means expanding into the unknown. And it's exactly what your brain is wired to resist. Let me give you an example outside of manifestation to show you exactly how your brain operates. You're making plans with your friend for a coffee date. What kind of place do you guys go to? Do you try a new cafe every single time? Or are there a handful of places that you prefer? And if you order that cafe, do you try the most exotic thing on the menu every single time? Or do you stick with your usual chai latte or cappuccino? If you're like most people, your answer would be that you go to the same places and order the same drinks. The new cafe or the new drink could be 100 times better than your usual pick. For all you know, you could have a new favorite and be so happy that you tried something new. But that is not what your brain works like. You favor what you already know, no matter what opportunities this means letting pass by. Your manifestation being yours would be the new drink at the cafe, and your brain prefers the lack of your desire because that is all it knows. The more you try to force feed your affirmations, the more imminent the threat becomes to your brain, and the stronger the pushback that makes your manifestation feel impossible becomes. Your key takeaway is, forcing belief will backfire every single time. If trying to force your brain to accept new beliefs doesn't work, then what does? This is the part of the video where we take a little deep dive into how your brain actually decides what's real and what it takes for something to not get flagged as a threat, and how you can take advantage of that to plant your desired beliefs in your brain. You can get your brain to believe anything you want once you understand what actually makes new beliefs stick. Your brain deems real whatever feels normal to you. Here's where it gets super fun and where your power as a creator truly lies. Your brain does not care about what is actually real or what is just your imagination. It never asks, is this true? The question it poses is it normal? Does this feel ordinary? Does it feel familiar? The reason that so many of you guys are struggling to manifest your SPE is because you put that person on a pedestal. It would feel like a dream come true if they chose you. So every time you affirm for them, it feels like you're asking and hoping for a miracle. And because you don't treat your manifestation as something that just plays out on a day-to-day basis, or that is bound to happen anytime, your brain is not stupid. It picks up on that and runs it through its filter. And when it tries to determine, does having my ideal relationship with my SPE feel normal? Well, it doesn't feel normal, so it's not real, therefore it's a threat, and I will resist it. Familiarity is what your brain is filtering for. Your brain does not differentiate between fact and fantasy. There is only threat and familiarity. The core concept that I really want you to internalize is this. Your brain doesn't care about what's true, it cares about what feels normal. Your misconception was, I have to believe it. And in actuality, all you have to do is normalize it. The first hack is stop trying to believe it before you see it. As you have just learned, trying to believe is the reason you haven't manifested what you want. So let's reverse it. This is actually backed by psychology. There's a concept called paradoxical intention. The harder you try to force a mental state, the more you prevent it. The act of trying to believe something that you don't feel is true yet increases psychological resistance instead of decreasing it. Your brain perceives the effort as confirmation that something is missing. So the trying itself is what keeps your manifestation away. So here's the hack. Whenever you catch yourself trying to believe it's true or feeling bad about not believing it's true already, I want you to remember that you don't have to believe in order to get what you want. Let me repeat this just because of how powerful it is. You can get everything you want and you don't even have to believe it's yours already. Letting go of needing to believe will relieve so much of the resistance you feel almost instantly. You are not giving up your manifestation. You are removing the exact thing that was blocking it. Hack number 2 is to make it boring, also known as a normalization trick. As we have just learned, your brain doesn't filter for what is true. It filters for what feels normal. So whatever you're able to make feel ordinary, your brain will accept as real and stop resisting. What does this actually look like in practice? Think about your everyday life. The car you drive, the coffee you have in the morning, the colleague you see at work. None of these things surprise you. You don't wake up and think, wow, I can't believe my bedroom looks like this. You just expect it. It's yours. It's normal. It's a given. That is exactly the energy that your manifestation needs to carry. Let me use an example most of you will relate to. A lot of you are manifesting a specific person. And right now, if you're being honest with yourself, having them feels like a dream. It would feel like a miracle. If they texted you right now, you would be shocked. That shock, that surprise, that I can't believe it's happening feeling, that is your brain telling you. It doesn't compute this as normal just yet. And what is not normal gets resisted. So your job is not to feel excitement about your manifestation. Your job is to get so comfortable with the idea of having it that it almost becomes boring. You expect it the way you expect the sun to rise in the morning. Ask yourself, how would having my desire actually show up in my daily life? Not in a fantasy way, in a, yeah, this just happens every week type of way. What would be different? What would feel completely unremarkable about it? The more you can answer that question in detail, the more normal it becomes to your brain. And the more normal it becomes, the less it gets resisted. Hack number 3 is to act as if, but ridiculously small. Before I explain how, I want to clarify something, given that this hack is the most misunderstood one. You're not acting as if in order to force your manifestation to happen. You're not trying to trick the universe or yourself. The reason you act as if is purely neurological. Every belief in your brain is only as strong as the evidence linked to it. The more proof your brain can point to, the more deeply a belief gets embedded. So when you act as if in small ways, you are feeding your brain micro-evidence. You are giving it data points that say, see, this is already normal, this is already real. And those data points add up. Every small shift in attitude that aligns with your desire being real makes the belief stronger. The stronger the belief, the less the resistance. And the less resistance, the faster it manifests. Because the lack of resistance means that your brain is accepting of your manifestation. So start so small that it almost feels pointless. Because to your brain, no evidence feels too small. Hack number 4 is all about timing and not in the way you think. Manifestation does not have an artificial delay. There is no rule that states you have to wait. The reason most people wait is not because of divine timing or however else you justify waiting for your manifestation. It's because their techniques aren't actually impactful and effective enough to truly rewire their brain. And that comes down to when you do them. Your brain operates on different frequencies throughout the day. When you are fully awake, alert, and going on about your day, your prefrontal cortex is active. That's your analytical, critical, and fact-checking mind. The part that hears your affirmations and immediately responds with, "But is that actually true though?" That filter is what blocks everything you've been trying to plant in your mind. But right when you wake up, and right before you fall asleep, something shifts. Your brain drops into theta, a frequency of 4 to 8 hertz, where that critical filter goes almost completely quiet. Your subconscious is wide open. It stops asking, "Is this true?" It just absorbs. This is the same state that hypnosis deliberately induces. And it happens to you naturally twice a day for free. So, take every single hack from this video, releasing the need to believe, normalizing your desire, acting as if, and apply them in this window. Before you check your phone in the morning, before you scroll, before your analytical mind fully wakes up, and last thing before you fall asleep, when the filter is finally shutting down again. That is when your subconscious is most impressionable and open to change. Use it. You now have everything you need. Tonight, before you fall asleep, pick one desire and run through everything you just learned. Don't try to believe it, and don't try to force anything. Just let it feel normal. Theta State, filter off, no resistance. I linked the Theta deep dive in the bio. You can go ahead and watch that next. And if you're manifesting money and you want all the tools and support you could possibly need to manifest that in the way that I just showed you, my course, the Normalization Hack, Money Edition, is also linked in my bio. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.